Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els coming to you from Bemis Crafty Corner. And today we're going to be using some of our salvaged packaging to make some tags, you know. Um, so I have this one. This is from a Prima Rub-On. So we're going to make a tag out of that. And then I have a bunch of these that are just from, sticker packs and stuff from AliExpress. And then I have a bunch of these that are like Merry Christmas from some stuff I bought from AliExpress a very long time ago. But we're going to do some tags out of these as well. So, I'm going to get some stuff out of the way and get out some supplies, and I will be right back. So what are we going to need for this one? Corner rounders. Scrap paper in light colors. I like to use cardstock for this. Your tag wedge patterns, if you want to use those. And you're going to want your packaging and a trimmer. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of the part at the top that, says something. All right. So we're just going to get rid of the top parts. So, like on these, there's a little bit of writing there, and then it just has, so we're just going to take that part off. Okay? Same thing with this one, we're just going to get rid of that part at the top. Same thing here, getting rid of the top. And then this one, I'm going to get rid of probably a couple of inches here. Top. That's an awful big tag, right? Okay, let's take it down a little bit more. You know what? I'm going to take it down to about here. And I'm going to keep that because that'll make a great pocket. So let me just get this straight. There we go. All right. So once you're done with all of that, you will have a pile like this. Okay, now this is great, but here's the thing. This is what they look like on the back. For the most part. Get those out of the pack. So they look like this, okay? So now we want them to look like this. So to do that, the easiest way to do that is just to use your glue. Double-sided tape, if you want to use your double-sided tape, you can do that as well. And you're just going to glue these down to paper. Now be mindful, you don't want to take this and put it on pink paper because that would look silly. That could work on pink paper. Let's see. This could work on the pink paper. This will certainly work on pink paper. Yes, no, maybe, possibly, who knows. And the Christmas ones, you probably don't want to do those on pink. But you do want to pick up a back color that's going to coordinate well with the front of the tag, okay? And pretty simple here. You just glue them down. Okay, so we're just gonna put some glue on here. And then I'm just gonna line this up in the corner. Glue it down, and I'm just gonna do that as many as I can get on here. And then I'll cut them apart later when they're dry. So, let me put some glue on this one. And I'm just going to move this one over just a little bit. Line up the bottom. There we go. glue that one down. And I can't really fit this one on here, so I won't worry about that one. But we'll set that off and let it dry. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with a few more of these, and then I'll be right back, and, you know, we'll cut them down and get started on making tags out of them. Be right back. Now, we have these all glued down, and we've picked a color of cardstock that is appropriate for them. And so the next thing we're going to do is just trim these down. So I'm just going to cut them out of here. And I don't necessarily have to be, you know, right perfect in cutting them out. You know, I can trim them a little bit more with my scissors later, okay? So I'm just going to get these trimmed out here. And I'm going to get all of these trimmed out. Once I have them all trimmed out, then, you know, I'll come back in. Let's get this out of the way. I'll come back in with my scissors and, you know, trim up anything that needs to be trimmed up. And then round my corners. On my bottom corners. And we'll get started on the tops. So I'm going to get all these trimmed out, and I'll be right back. And so I'm going to get them trimmed, and I'm going to round some corners, and I'll be back once I have these all pulled out, okay? All right. So we have all of our pieces, and we've cut the tops off. We have put cardstock on the back. We've rounded all of our corners. And now we need to cut these into tags. Now, these ones are 3.5 inches, about 3.5 inches across. So I need to make a jig for the top, okay? Just like one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of, this is file folder, and I'm just going to cut it down to 3.5 inches by like 4. And then I'm going to fold this in half. And I want to make sure that that fold is very even, so I'm using my scoreboard. Wherever there's a hill, there's a valley. Wherever there's a valley, there's a hill. So we're going to go ahead and just pop that in half. And then I'm going to write on here that this is for a 3.5. And that lets me know that that's the size of this one. And then I'm just going to decide what I want my angle at the top of my tag to look like. And then I'm going to flip it over, come over to the other side, make sure that I line it up well. And then I'm going to cut the same angle on the other side. And now I have a jig that I can use on all of my tags, and it will make all of my tags exactly the same, okay? And if I want, you know, something that's a little more shallow or something like that, I can just make a shallower one. So let's go ahead and use the jig to cut these. And I'm just making sure that my tag's all the way into the fold and that the sides are lined up. And I end up with nice, even tags each time. So again, I'm just going to take the top of my tag, put it all the way in, bring this down. Now this one's a little bit narrower than 3.5, so I'm just going to make sure that I have a nice, even space on each side. And if I want to, I can push it all the way to one side. Click this off, then push it all the way to the other side, and clip this part off. And then I'm going to end up exactly the same for my tag. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of these. And once I have them all done, then we're going to go ahead and pop some holes and set some eyelets, and we will have tags that are ready to go. And then I can put these in my stash. And the next time I need a boho tag, I've got her. I can bring her out and use her to make a boho tag. Maybe I'm doing a gardening journal. I can go ahead and use this one and make a gardening journal. Again, if it doesn't fit, you can either, leave a little space on the side, or you can just move it all the way over to one side. Cut it. Move it over to the other side. Cut it on the other side, and you're going to end up with that same angle. Okay? All right. Now, let me get rid of all of this. And so, we'll take a look. We've gone ahead and got all our tags together. The next thing we have to do is poke some holes. So, let's go ahead and set our depth here. And I'm just going to pop a hole here at the top. And I'm just eyeballing the distance from side to side. I can't be too far off, right? And then I'm going to get an eyelet out. And, this is something that you can make because they're tags, and we use tags all the time. So this is really something that you can make a head. And, I'm not a big make a head kind of person, but I think that you can make this a head because it's something that we use all the time. Okay? I'm going to put a little bit of vintage seam binding in here. Some hem tape there, seam binding. There we go. Now, I'm not going to ink this because I don't know what color I would ink it in my final project. But for now, it's pretty much done. Probably ink this black, to be honest. But, it's done. And at this point now, if I need to do a tag in like a vintage or an industrial type journal, I could pull this out and just decorate the front, decorate the back, and I have a tag ready to go. So here's that little garden tag, and then this one's kind of a vintage look, and I love this. It's kind of steampunky, and we got a little boho, and then I have this little Christmas one, and I actually decorated this one with some washi stickers on the back just to give it a little extra detail. But that's it, guys. That's how we turn bits of packaging and we recycle it back into tags. But that's it. So listen, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go and hit that button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and your friends can be my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and on Sundays we play trivia. I have a 12 of 22 journal challenge going on, so if you would like more information on that, go ahead to the description box below. There's a link. Follow that, cut, paste, whatever it is you have to do. Go over and check it out. You do not need to make 12 journals. You could participate one time. I've got some really great thank you gifts that I'm going to be giving away on that one to some lucky participants, and every time you do make a journal, you get an entry. So I got that going on. I have some free classes that I started in 2022, and I'm going to be continuing those on through 2023 and probably beyond that. And what else have we got? If you would like to know what I've got coming out as far as videos, go over and check out my Facebook group or the community tab here on my YouTube channel, both of which have a listing of all of my upcoming videos. Until I see you again, stay well. Bye-bye.